So I'm going to make this patch cable. One end's already been done. I've got the other end. You'll need a wire stripper, an RJ45 plug. These plugs are about £5 for about 100. Then you need a wire crimper, and here's one. They've got the blade on the inside there, which is really handy. So it's sort of an all-in-one tool, and a PockEthernet or any sort of wire tester, cable tester, and of course a phone or an iPad with the app on. You wouldn't need that if you're using a normal wire tester. I'll talk about the PockEthernet in another video. So you take your wire stripper and you go down about an inch and a half down from the end, and you just kind of circle it around on the size that you think's best. Start with the largest, and if it's not doing anything, go a bit smaller. Once you've exposed your wires, you need to arrange them in a certain order. Now, 9 times out of 10, even more like 99 times out of 100, you're going to do it in the T56A T568 B standard, which is what I'm going to do today. There is a 568A standard, which I don't tend to use. I can't remember the order. So what I do is I take the orange and the brown, which I know are both ends. On each end you've got an orange and a brown. So I take the white and the orange, and then solid orange, and then I take my browns and I put them on the other side, and I know it's light brown and then brown, or white, brown and brown. And then I take the greens, because I know green is for go, that's how I remember, and I split them and I join those alongside the brown and oranges. You always alternate with the T568B, white colour and then just solid colour, and then white colour and then solid colour. And then you finally do the blue ones in the middle. That's what I tend to do. And then I bring them all together. I pinch them down with my thumb, between my thumb and my finger, and I usually get my nail on it, and I pinch down really hard until I'm happy that I've got them in the right order, and then I give them a little bit of a twist, left and right, up and down, just to wear out the wire, make it nice and straight. And then I double check to make sure I've got the right order. You don't want to be cutting them and then realizing you got the wrong order. So you cut them as close as you can, and you have a nice straight edge. I've seen some people do it in a diagonal fashion, but it doesn't really matter too much. If you want to put them straight in and not bother about cutting them afterwards once they're in the plug. Then you take the flat end facing upwards in the plug, and you carefully place the wires, feed the wires into the RJ45 plug. You'll see them go into these little grooves inside the RJ45 plug. Double check before you push them in that they're all in the right order, and if you're happy with that, you can start pushing the cable in a little bit more. What I tend to do is I keep as you can see there, my index finger on the end until I can feel the wires up against my finger, so I know that they've all gone through. And I sometimes have a quick check just to make sure all the wires are actually inside the RJ45 plug, and that all looks pretty good. So I take my crimper. I need to make sure that the metal part is on the far end of what we're crimping, because that's what's going to push up the coloured wires into the contact plates in the RJ45 plug. So I have to push it nice and hard, and normally you'll hear a good click, and sometimes I'll even if I've got a click, I'll keep pumping the crimping tool just so it's a nice solid connection. Then I need my PockEthernet tool, which I'll talk about in another video. But basically you have one end which you plug into the wire map end of, and then you take the actual tool itself, the PockEthernet, and you plug that in on the other end. You make sure it's turned on. Now you'll need a Bluetooth on your device to connect to it. You can put it on an iPhone or an Android. The app itself is free, so you connect to it. That's what you do. You click that connect button up there, and then you have to basically select the option you want. So here I'm just doing wire map. I'll talk about the other features in another video. Press the measure button and it will do a test. And that looks pretty good. That's a 4-pair straight, so there's our connections. Got to be really careful with this app because the wires aren't immediately obvious if they are incorrect. You have to check the numbers both sides, make sure they go 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way on both sides, and then the right order. So if that's all good, I unplug it. I do a quick check again of the cable, make sure it's all good, and there you go.